What's up, everybody? Today we're gonna be looking at My Boyfriend Bought Me for $3 million. This should be interesting.
Sonny Daniel Enterprises. Bad things. There's a lot of bad things that they wish and 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 they got plans, got plans, got plans, got plans.
Hi, I'm Dina and I'm 19. A month ago, I found out that I was bought for $3 million. Here's how it happened. I lived in a huge house with a man. His name is Jim. He's 36 years old, very rich, and not my biological father. He became my guardian when I was about 5. I do not remember my parents. Jim told me that he took me from an orphanage. Dad, that is, Jim, has few friends and I'm enough for him. True, he doesn't like when I call him Dad.
Hey, that's weird. So he basically adopted her, but he bought her. Yeah, that's weird, bro. You could actually do that, though. Like, you could adopt a girl in hopes of making her your companion when you get older. That's weird. I never thought of that before.
He always asks that I call him by name. Jim and I lived like the most ordinary family until my 18th birthday. Until one night, I noticed him sitting by my bed. He just looked at me while I was sleeping. And then he got very embarrassed that he was caught and left without explanation. The next morning, he forbade me to call him father because we are not even relatives.
You adopt a girl, you raise her as your daughter, but then she turned 18 and then you want to smash? Because I know that's what he want to do. That's just really weird.
He wanted to say something else, but stopped short and said nothing. Since then, our relationship has become strained. But Jim was always kind and affectionate to me. I've only once seen his rage. It happened about 6 months ago when Mike appeared at the gate of our house, a guy with whom I had been chatting online for several months, but had never met in real life. Jim told the guards not to let him in and went out to him himself. He returned very angry and forbade me from seeing him anymore.
This is really weird though, man. The fact that he want to smash this girl is not weird, but the fact that he raised her and he's basically her father is extremely weird. Because that really means this dude was a pedophile. I probably can't say that as YouTube. Because how could you look at this girl and know in the future you gonna smash? That's kind of weird, man.
In the morning, I couldn't even find Mike's account on the network. It seemed to have evaporated. Sometimes Jim's business partners would come over. On one of those evenings, I found out everything. There were 5 people hanging out there that night. Of them, I knew only Brian, the youngest of his friends, who always looked at me strangely. His gaze made you feel naked. He terribly embarrassed me. This time, the meeting dragged on late into the night, and while everyone was in the office, I went out into the garden. Hearing footsteps, I turned around. I saw Brian and smelled the strong scent of whiskey. He was very drunk and was talking some nonsense, touching either my hand or my hair or my waist. When I finally tried to leave, he aggressively pulled me into him. "Who are you pretending to be?" he said. "I know everything about you, and about Jim. This fool bought you for $3 million from that crazy... Maybe I'll buy you. Tell me your price."
This crazy what?
I looked at him silently and didn't understand. "You don't believe me?" he continued. "Here's the name and address for you. Go ask for yourself. Although, why am I telling you?
That's what I was about to say. Why you got the name and address in your hand, bruh? What are you on?
You may be beautiful, but clearly you're just as crazy." And he stumbled towards the house. All night, his words ran through my head. I remembered every single one. The name that he shouted into my face, and the address. The next day, when Jim left, I went to the bus station. "You may be beautiful, but clearly you're just as crazy." And he stumbled towards the house. All night, his words ran through my head. I remembered every single one. The name that he shouted into my face, and the address. The next day, when Jim left, I went to the bus station. If I wasn't mistaken, only an hour by bus separated me from either the drunken delirium or terrible truth that Brian had told me. The house looked abandoned, but when I knocked, someone answered. "It's open." It was dark and damp inside. In a chair sat some old woman. She saw me and said, "Rosie, I'm glad you came back."
How'd she know you off top though?
I spent 30 minutes there, but the woman didn't say anything to me again.
She probably had been watching her.
She was clearly out of her mind. I was about to leave, but lingered at a photograph on the wall. It was of her, but much younger. And next to her was a girl about my age, and another girl, little, about 4 years old. That girl was me.
Y'all want to rock the hottest merch in the game? Well, go over to sonnydaniel.com/shop, man, where you can get all the new merch that I drop. I got hoodies, t-shirts, pillows, phone cases coming, lanyards, all kind of stuff, man. So go over to sonnydaniel.com/shop, get the hottest merch, man. I got it on right now because it's just so fly. Also, if you want my uncensored sim videos, you want access to all my content before it hits YouTube, and some content that never hits YouTube that's strictly exclusive, you gotta go over to the Patreon account, man. It's only $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. That's damn near free. And I got a Discord now, man. Shout out to my homie Freedom. He set up a Discord for me so we can go over there. We can post memes, we can post girls, we can post all kind of stuff. Let's get back into the video.
I had one single photo from my past life given to me by Jim as a child. There I sat on a white pony, and I definitely recognized the baby in the photo on the wall. Me! I took the photo to demand an explanation from Jim, but when I came out of the house, his black limousine was already waiting for me.
This man is too powerful, man. He already 10 steps ahead of you, girl. That's crazy, though.
I had never seen Jim so scared. On the way home, he told me everything. When he was my age, he dated a girl. Her name was Rosie. Her mother was against their relationship, and since she had an influence on her daughter, she soon stopped seeing him and they broke up. 5 years later, Jim found out that Rosie was gone, but her daughter remained. There were rumors, and many accused the mother of the accident that happened to her daughter. Then, Jim showed up again in our house. When he saw me, he decided that the same fate awaited me. I was discouraged and scared, shaking and afraid of everything in the world.
I don't know if I believe this dude. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I believe this dude.
He asked my mother to let him take care of me. She laughed and told him that she wanted $3 million to end this and no longer see Jim. A few months later, he returned with money. He took me and settled a bunch of questions so that the strings from my past would never overwhelm me in the future.
Some homeless looking old lady told him she wanted $3 million and he's supposed to be rich enough to have $3 million and he just gave her $3 million. Anybody that's got money would have been like, nah, I'll give you $100,000. And that old lady would have took it, or even $500,000. But she asked for $3 million. You give her $3 million? Like, that seems a little bit too obvious.
So I grew up and more reminded Jim of his Rosie, both in appearance and character.
Oh, so he fell in love with you? That's crazy.
He never wanted this to happen, but he can do nothing about his feelings. He loves me very much, but in a way, a father would love his daughter. It seems to me that I feel something for him, but he's 36 and I'm only 19 and I don't know what to do.
So that's her father though, right? Did I miss that part? Is this her father? Her real father?
When he was my age, he dated a girl. Her name was Rosie. Her mother was against their relationship, and since she had an influence on her daughter, she soon stopped seeing him and they broke up. 5 years later, Jim found out that Rosie was gone, but her daughter remained.
Okay, so that's not her real father. Rosie just had a daughter with somebody else.
I don't know what to do.
That's weird, but it's like, I guess it's alright. I guess that's really weird though.
What should I do? Stay with Jim or leave for an independent new life? Write in the comments what you would do in my place.
Why did they have a bird
for an
poop on her?
independent new life.
Why was that necessary?
Write in the comments what you would do in my place.
That almost looks like something else, don't it? What would y'all do? I'm kind of curious, y'all, because technically it's really weird, but they're not related. She 19, he 36. Should she smash? Should she stay with him? That's really strange though. I watched a movie one time like that. It was like this dude, let me put it full screen. This dude's daughter, it was Antonio Banderas, and his daughter got raped by this dude. He kidnapped the dude, turned the dude into a girl, and then started dating the girl, which was the dude that raped his daughter. It was very weird. It was a crazy movie. I'll probably never forget it. If y'all know what it is, post in the comments. But what would y'all do in this situation? You think she should stay with the dude, or you think she should leave because it's weird? Let me know. Love y'all. Peace. The fact that he want to smash this girl is not weird, but the fact that he raised her and he's basically her father is extremely weird.